Mark, you were just talking about how you think that the long-term trajectory, despite the tensions or the geopolitics, is that, obviously this is an issue that needs to be addressed and there will be focus on it. But I'm just wondering, in terms of the election cycle in the US, a potential Trump 2.0, and also this backlash that we're seeing stateside in relation to this ESG tag, it seems to really be fueled by some from the right. How much is that perhaps pushing back the energy transition story?
Oh, these are two really important questions: President Trump's re-election bid and ESG. Let's focus on ESG first. ESG in the United States is, on the issue that you're talking about, which is related to climate, a very narrow group focused on a very narrow part of the capital markets. If you think about the U.S. capital markets, one of the great things about our economic vitality is the depth and breadth of those markets. So where are people focused on this ESG issue? It's in the passive equity market in certain regions of the country. So you take the whole public market, corporate market, private equity market, venture capital market, none of these markets are focused on this. Corporations are moving forward because they see an opportunity for growth and an opportunity for innovation. Every once in a while, you'll get a rearguard action. It's often focused within a given state, and it's focused on passive equities. And the reason is because that market is one where you can go in and try to influence one person's decision around ESG, not the whole capital markets. So overall, this is not the issue that it's being portrayed to be.
Mark, in terms of targets, if private capital is now being deployed, is now coming to the table, then where should it be allocated? I've been hearing, I'm sure Lynn's been hearing a lot about storage, distribution, battery technology to address this issue of its intermittency. Is that where it should be, or should it be in new areas like hydrogen?
There are so many opportunities. Each of the things that you've just described have great opportunity and great hope. So I think the capital markets are able to do more than one thing at a time. If I had to choose one issue to focus on, if you were limited to that, it would probably be around the grid itself. The speed with which the grid can move, the ability to have transmission lines built. When you get vitality in any economy, whether it's a highway system or a railroad system, or in this case, the movement of electricity, you get economic activity around it. If you don't have that, then you have a challenge. All of the other issues that you also described, opportunities, are all real, but that would be the first one I would point to.
How big should investors be thinking? Because I had a great conversation with, I think it was the Laotian or the Cambodian energy minister, who's really been driving this idea of the ASEAN grid, power grid. Should we be thinking on that scale?
Yes, I believe we should. This is not an area, this is not a region of the world that I am an expert in. However, I do think a lot about the movement of power. If you look, for example, from Morocco to the United Kingdom, there's a very large project right now, about a $40 billion project, solar in Morocco, undersea all the way to the UK. If it's completed, it's 8% of the entire United Kingdom's need. This kind of innovation provides the opportunity for power being generated in one region at one time to be moved to another. And just what we've seen in the internet over the last 20 years or more of the movement of technology undersea and through other ways, that's exactly what's happening now in the movement of power, or what will happen. You asked a question about President Trump. I believe President Biden will win the election. Okay, I believe he will win the election. If he did not, would it be a bad thing for climate? It would be a really bad thing, because the former president has indicated pretty clearly, first day I'll be a dictator, and I will also drill, baby, drill. That's his sentence. And I think that's all about fossil fuel, which is not about innovation. It's not about what's coming, and it's not about the opportunity that we face for a cleaner, less inflationary environment. Because fossil fuels move up and down. They're very volatile. You'll see this in the Middle East now. They move a lot. If you have the kind of description you just had about an undersea capability of movement of power around a region, we're not dependent upon any one country, any one government, or any one situation geopolitically that influences the price of a core commodity for us, energy.